Hey, welcome. Today, we are diving into a really powerful and honestly kind of counterintuitive idea from a message by Pastor Archie. He basically suggests that for a lot of us, the way we're searching for peace is just fundamentally flawed. It's not about trying to find calm in the middle of chaos, but about unwrapping a gift you might not even realize is yours to begin with. I mean, we all know that feeling, right? That low-grade hum of stress in the background, the constant mental to-do list, the worries that pop into your head right as you're trying to fall asleep. It's this universal human search for peace that Pastor Archie's message really starts with. And he just cuts right to the chase, asking, have you found yourself worried, afraid, panicking, anxious? It's a state so many of us live in, constantly trying to manage our circumstances just to feel a little bit of calm. But here, this is where the whole idea flips on its head in a really powerful way. What if our entire approach is just wrong? What if true, lasting peace isn't some achievement we have to climb a mountain for, but a gift that we just receive? Okay, so what is this gift then? Well, to get it, we have to totally redefine what peace even means. Turns out, it's not about having perfect circumstances. It's something way, way deeper. Pastor Archie grounds this whole idea right here in this scripture, and the key word, the one that changes everything, is gift. A gift, as he points out, is something you don't earn. You don't deserve it. It costs you nothing. Just that one word reframes peace from this distant goal into something you can have right now. And this is really cool. When you dig into the original Greek word for peace, eirene, you get this powerful definition. Notice it's all about an internal state, a soul that's tranquil, not because life is perfect, but because it's assured of where it stands. It's talking about this deep, unshakable rest. And that right there gets to the very heart of the matter. This state of eirene doesn't come from your good deeds or how hard you're trying or how well you're performing as a person. Nope. According to the message, it comes from recognizing a work that has already been finished through grace. So, this leads us to the next massive idea in the message. If you want to access this gift of peace, it requires a fundamental shift, not in what you do, but in who you believe you are. It's all about your identity. Pastor Archie talks about what he calls the faithful dilemma, and it's something so many of us can relate to from the book of Romans. It's that internal battle, right? Knowing what's right, trying with all your might to do it, but failing over and over again. The solution, he argues, isn't to just try harder. It's to accept grace, what he calls a new power that can actually free you from that whole cycle of struggle and worry. To make this crystal clear, he uses this absolutely brilliant analogy from the TV show Smallville. For seasons, Clark Kent has all these incredible powers, but he's living like a normal, kind of clumsy guy, completely clueless about his true identity. He's Superman. The point is, this is how many of us live, totally unaware of the powerful spiritual identity we already have. So this is the identity he's talking about. The message is that really letting these truths sink in, that you're victorious, an overcomer, the temple of God, that's where true security comes from. Peace starts to flow from that identity, shifting your foundation from your own shaky performance to a solid, unchanging status. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds like a nice theory, but Pastor Archie shares an incredible personal story to show how this works when, literally, everything is on the line. So he tells the story about receiving a house that was a true miraculous blessing, way beyond what he and his wife could ever afford. But for years, he lived with this gnawing insecurity, this tormenting feeling that he was going to lose it. And then, the ultimate test happened, a devastating fire at the house. Right when he's wrestling with all of this, he describes having this key revelation, this moment of clarity, the understanding that a gift given by God is permanent. You can't lose what's been freely given. And that thought became the anchor that completely changed his perspective during the crisis. So get this, while fire trucks are surrounding his home and neighbors are outside watching in alarm, his reaction was the complete opposite of what you'd expect. Instead of panicking, he says he was at peace, just standing there in the street without any shoes on, simply trusting. And check out how that peace translated into practical action. First, being still allowed him to listen. He felt this guidance to document every single detail of the rebuilding process. This quiet, non-anxious approach over 2 long years resulted in a case that was so strong, the opposing lawyers actually advised their client to settle, calling him the most prepared person they had ever seen. I mean, that story just perfectly illustrates the practical outcome of living from this place of assurance. It really is about a whole new way of being. Pastor Archie also brings in the Hebrew word for peace, shalom. And it's even more than just calm. It means complete well-being, where there's nothing missing and nothing is broken. It's the perfect description for how his house was ultimately restored, even better and more complete than it was before the fire. So when you put it all together, the message completely redefines peace. It's not just some fleeting emotion we feel when things are going our way. It's our fundamental state of being, a restored alignment that can keep us steady no matter what's happening on the outside. And here's the takeaway. The battle for peace, it's really a battle against doubt. Once the doubt about your security and your identity is finally settled, peace isn't something you have to go out and find. It's just what's left over. And that brings us to the final question from this message, a really powerful thought to leave you with. If the big, eternal things are secure, why do we let the smaller things, and yes, sometimes the big things here on Earth, leave us so unsettled? It's a question that really invites us to take a deeper look at the foundation of our own peace. Thanks for hanging out with us today.